Alright, yo, what's going on, guys? I'm not gonna do my normal intro and everything. I'm just gonna go straight to the topic, which would be Ferguson. I have a lot of clips, videos, people taking pictures of what's going on down there, and there's two sides to this type of story. There's one side where you say this police officer was completely racist, and just because the kid was black, he had to shoot him. The other side shows that the police officer was just doing his job. It doesn't matter if the kid was white, it doesn't matter if the kid was Indian, it doesn't matter if the kid was Asian, it doesn't matter what he was. The police officer was doing his job. And I really don't think, in my opinion, that the police officer was racist whatsoever. The police officer's job is, this kid was like he was running at the police officer after robbing a store or a convenience store. He started running at the officer. No one knows the real truth about this. No one knows anything, okay? They only hear from stories, and the only person that knows the truth would have to be those two people, and those two people would be the kid, which is Michael Brown, and the police officer, which I do not know his name and I don't want to say it. But wow, the police officer was doing his job. The police officer's job was, if someone is charging at you or is attempting to hurt you in any way, shape, or form, to shoot and kill. This kid was charging at the police officer with a knife and attempting to reach for the police officer's gun, apparently, and possibly shoot the police officer. And it could have gone two ways. Either the kid could have got the gun and shoot the police officer, or it could have gone the way that it did happen in the situation, which was the police officer shot the kid. And there was a lot of rounds fired. I heard there were about 16 rounds fired, and only about 4 of them hit him, the kid, and I'm pretty sure that only 4 of them hit him because either the police officer was really shaking and he couldn't aim, or the kid was running back and forth, side to side, making sure like he didn't get shot. But he got hit right in the head, like right on top of the head. I guess he was like charging at the police officer like a bull or something. And if the kid would have got the gun, what could have happened? If the kid got the gun and would have shot the police officer, do you think there would have been a big story like it is going on right now? Would have been I don't know how old the kid was. I'm just going to say he was 16. 16-year-old shot white police officer. Do you think they're going to make a big deal out of that? No. It's just going to be like any other thing. And I have a picture that I will pull up. And it says, hang on, let me get it. It says, right here, the world interprets that the guy was immediately racist because the kid was black. But right here it says Trevor Martin, 17-year-old, was shot and killed while unarmed by a 30-year-old white Hispanic officer in 2012. This story made national news and was shown by the president and countless celebrities. And now we have Marlon Lyon, I think, 17-year-old, was shot and killed while unarmed by a 30-year-old black man in 2012. This story never made it past the local news. You tell me, what is the difference? So the world immediately interprets that this cop was racist, but yet this Marley Lyon was killed and never even made it past his town news, while Michael Brown is making it around the world, and they're having riots. They are burning down buildings. They are making police officers arrest people, and that is their job, to arrest people for not doing what is told. And now here I have a couple pictures. Right here you see this man in an American flag on his shirt, I guess, and then you see 2 people in the back. One guy with his hands up with something around his face with a red hat, and the other guy smiling apparently while his friend throws a smoke bomb. I think that's what that is. I can't really tell. Well, they throw a smoke bomb. Okay? Now, you tell me what you think of this picture in the comments, okay? Now we're going to go to the next picture. You see this lady. I am 1,000% sure this is from Ferguson. Someone had broken inside of her store. I don't know what they're going to do with a tire store or a repair shop or whatever. I don't know what they're going to get out of that. But you see her trying to clean up. Just herself. No one helping her. And this man takes a picture of her. The man, it's a man, a woman, child, whoever it is, they took a picture of her. And not even helping, I'm pretty sure. Okay? Now you tell me what you think of that picture in the comments below. Now we move on to this picture, where you can see a lot of smoke everywhere, and you see a lot of the SWAT team, I believe that's what that is, with a mask on their face, I'm pretty sure, protecting from the smoke or the tear gas. And you see two big trucks with, on the back truck you see two men standing on top of it. In the front truck, I think there's a man popping out of the top of it. And they are doing their job. There's nothing wrong with that right now. They are doing their job right there. If you tell me that, oh yeah, they just want to go over there to kill everybody that's rioting for no reason. But no, they are doing their job right there. That is their job. That is what they get paid to do. That is what they're trained to do. Okay? You tell me what you think of this in the comments below. And now we go on to this. You just watched that of someone throwing a board or something at a police officer while they're trying to help someone on the floor, and the lady, I believe that is a lady that runs after them, and she falls, and you hear the guys laughing. Now, what would have happened if she didn't fall? She would have got the kid and probably arrested him, I would have think. But there's nothing wrong at all with that. They were attacking a police officer. If you attack a police officer in any way, or if you hurt them in any way, they have the right to either arrest you or put you into custody for a while. Okay? Put that in the comments below. Now we go on to this one. Listen to this one very carefully and think about it.
Are you okay, sir?
Yes, sir.
It's just a mess.
This man, he owns a convenience store in Ferguson, and they looted it. And what looting means is that they go in and try to take as much stuff as they can, but it doesn't really look like they took too much stuff because there was everything on the floor and everything. I'm guessing they just broke the windows and broken in there and just smashed everything up. But what does this guy have to do anything with Ferguson? Well, first of all, he was located in there, but what I'm saying is, what does he have to do with them having to break inside of his store and possibly destroying it or even possibly hurting the guy? What does that have to do with anything? Alright, tell me in the comments. Now we go on to this one.
Inside whether it's... Sorry, I just got hit by a rock.
CNN, the news channel, whatever, doesn't have anything to do with people hurting them. They are there to cover the story and to tell people around the world what is happening. They don't know the true story. They are just showing what they see. Whoever it is that threw that rock, they really didn't have to throw that rock. They could have just... I don't know what they could have done. You know, honestly, they couldn't have just done nothing and just walked past because they have nothing to do. The news team has nothing to do. They are just doing their job like every other person. The SWAT team, like the police, like the news team. They're all doing their job. You don't have to hurt them. You don't have to bother them. They are just there. And you pass by them like they're not even there. Just pass by them like they're not even there, okay? Put that in the comments what you think of this one. Alright, now we move on to the next one.
Oh, fuck!
This one right here, this would probably have to be showing... I don't want to say the best one because that's going to sound really bad, but I will say that's one of a good one to show to people of what's happening in Ferguson. These people, all the bombs that went off in that little video, none of this would have been happening if the Michael Brown wouldn't have died. None of this would have been happening if Michael Brown didn't rob the store. None of this would have been happening if the Michael Brown didn't charge at a police officer with a knife. None of this would have been happening if the world doesn't immediately think that that cop is racist because the kid was black and the officer was white. None of this has to do. None of this has to happen if the world immediately thinks. I know this happened 3 months ago, okay? But it's all sparking up now. Everything is happening now. You see stores putting wood on their windows, making sure that they don't get broken in. I saw a video of people buying guns inside their house. They don't want anything to happen. They bought guns to their liquor store so it didn't get robbed or anything. None of this would have been happening if the world did not immediately think that this cop was racist. There are 1,000. There's the armed forces, the military, the Marines. There are more than 1,000, more than 100,000 armed forces dying every day. It could have been whites killing whites. It could have been blacks killing blacks. It could have been whites killing blacks, blacks killing whites in the armed forces. But you never see that make the news because it happens every day. Okay? Next video. Right there, that happened in New York. I am really unsure what's happening, but I'm guessing someone was trying to get through, or the cops, they were pushing through. But that happened in New York. But what does New York have to do with anything in Ferguson? They're trying to get their back or whatever, trying to support them. Yeah, you can do that. Why don't you go take a flight down to Ferguson and go there instead of having to do it in New York, or call your friend and FaceTime him or whatever, okay? Yeah, you don't need a riot in New York or in Philly, okay? I think it was the jury made a decision in Philly. I'm pretty sure it was Philly, but what is Philly? What is New York? What does Missouri have to do? Just the town, everything. None of this would have been happening. None of this would have been happening if that kid didn't make that one decision to go and rob that store. Let alone, this kid already had charges against himself for other things. If you look at the pictures of this kid, you see him smoking weed, and he is, unless you're in some state, I think it's Kansas, you're allowed to smoke weed, I believe. I'm not sure. It's some state, but you're allowed to smoke weed in that state if you're above the age of 21, I think. But yeah, this kid, in Ferguson, you're not allowed to smoke weed in Ferguson, let alone the only one state in the world that you're allowed to smoke weed. And if you are caught smoking weed, you probably get a lot of jail time. But either this kid, whenever he was robbing this store, he was really tipsy, or he just wanted to end his life because he knew that that day something was going to happen to him, that he was going to get super hurt, or he was going to die, and he died. So, okay, I have more clips to show. Right here, okay? Oh, shit. You just saw, in that video, a Little Caesars, which is a pizza place, getting burned down. That means people's jobs, right there, they just lost their jobs. Maybe the people that work there, they were just about to get enough money to buy a house, or to buy clothes, or to buy food for their family. But no, now that that happened, that the building burned down, maybe these people are now homeless. Maybe there was 20 employees there. They were, say 10 of them were trying to buy food for their family. And now their family is all starving in a corner in an alley, and they're eating out of a dumpster. Just because they set the building on fire, which was not necessary whatsoever. Next clip. This one I'm just gonna show you because that's a police car. That's just a police car. Just burning on fire. Take a moment and look at it, watch the video. You tell me what you think about it in the comments. That right there, that was a Walgreens. Another building set on fire and was looted, probably. And that's not the only one. There's probably 20 more buildings that were set on fire. put in the comments what you think of that. Like I was talking about, they are boarding up their own companies, not their own companies, but their own restaurants, their own stores, their own houses. I see people putting metal bars on their windows, blocking up every single window with wood. Like in this video right here, this man was blocking up his store so it didn't get hurt. Now, what would happen if they got there as he was, and it was like nighttime, because most of the time these things happen, like people riot during nighttime apparently. But what would have happened if they got there while he was bordering up? What could he do to protect himself? What, get a screwdriver and hit them with it? There were probably, if they would have got there, there probably would have been 20 people, and him bordering up those windows didn't save anything. It just wasted more time for him, and he could have been with his family or something, protecting them, instead of having to be there and bordering up because of that one incident 3 months ago. This video I like in particular because that is Michael Brown's memorial. That's where everybody set up flowers. That's where they put little stories and little things that he liked apparently. But there are 1,000 armed forces everywhere, and I'm actually going to pull up a picture of what a memorial site for more than 1,000, 100,000, 200,000 armed forces, what that looks like. You tell me the difference between Michael Brown and people protecting this country from other people invading it, or from other people trying to hurt it. Okay, I'm gonna try and find a picture right here. This picture is gonna be pulled up. You don't see every single one of them with 2,000 flowers put around it. You don't see them with little things in front of their memorial. You see countless numbers of tombstones with dead armed forces under them, if there are, and if they got to get the armed forces men that was shot. Maybe it's just a tombstone and their pretend body is under there. Maybe their ghost is sleeping under there. You see this man right here? I'm 1,000% sure he's trying to hide his tears because he is a Marine. I believe he's a Marine, you can tell. And their job is to protect the United States of America. And he is 1,000% sure. I'm 1,000% sure he's trying to hide the tears from coming down his face from all those men that had died. Bruce E. Price. That's the first name that I see. Justin Brian Schmidt. There are countless more, but yet you don't see them on the news every day for 3 months. Yet you don't see them with 1,000 flowers around their tombstone. You don't see them with poems around their tombstone. You don't see them with people rioting because he died or she died or they all died together. No, you don't. Let's go on to the last video. Listen to this one. I'm going to play it 3 times or 2 times. Listen to it.
Fuck the police, hey, but I'm never to a bitch in the head. Fuck the police. Fuck.
You wonder why the police are trying to protect it from rioting and everything. Because you hear them saying, fuck the police. Okay? Yeah. If you just see a person saying fuck the police and they're making a song about it, because that song has been out, fuck the police and all that kind of crap.
Fuck the police coming straight from the underground.
You think the police would be worried because they don't want anything to happen to them. They got a life, they got family, they got a house they have to pay for with bills that they get, and they got to put food on the table and a roof over their kid's head or their family's head. Yes, the police are there to protect. If that guy keeps on saying fuck the police and they just let it go, who knows what could happen? He could go into their house and he could steal everything. He can go to their house and kill their family while they're asleep. That's what they are there to do. At the end of the line, that's what the last video I was going to show you. That's the last thing I was going to show you. And now I'm going to bring back that picture that we saw of Trevor Martin and Marley Lyon, 17-year-old, was shot and killed unarmed by a 30-year-old white Hispanic man in 2012. That's Trevor Martin. This story made national news and was recognized by the president and countless celebrities. Marley Lyon, 17-year-old, shot and killed while unarmed by a 30-year-old black man, 2012. This story never made it past his town news. The world immediately thinks that just because of the slavery that happened, that we are automatically racist. No. That's what you see it as. That's not the truth. Thank you for watching. Bye.